In the whispers of the wind and the crackle of flames, legends speak of the phoenix, a mythical bird that rises from its ashes, reborn, renewed, and eternally alive. Imagine such power, such relentless force of nature embodied in a single being. This is not just a story from ancient scrolls or whispered lore. It's the tale of Johan Nyen, a man whose life unfurled like the fiery wings of the phoenix itself. In the quiet village on the coast of Ireland, where the sea whispers secrets to the cliffs, Johan discovered something extraordinary about himself. It all began one fateful night when he and his friends, basking in the warmth of a bonfire, decided to call it a night. While his friends succumbed to sleep, Johan, restless and driven by a mysterious impulse, reached out his hand towards the flames. As his hand slipped and touched the fire, he expected pain, a searing burn. But there was nothing. No pain, no burns. His skin remained unscathed, as if the fire recognized him, welcomed him. This wasn't just luck. Johan recalled an ancient family legend, a tale of his great-grandfather known as Pix, a man who walked through burning buildings to save lives. The villagers whispered that he was no ordinary man, perhaps touched by the mythical phoenix itself. The next day, driven by a newfound curiosity about his lineage, Johan rifled through old family albums. He found a photograph of his great-grandfather standing unharmed in the midst of flames. This image ignited a quest within Johan, a thirst to understand his connection to this legendary creature. His journey took him to a sacred place in Ireland, rumored to be a portal only the phoenix could access. According to the legend, if Johan entered a mystical lake hidden within this sacred site, he would emerge as a full phoenix. Despite the urgency of this call, his journey was interrupted by a cry for help from his neighbor, whose house was ablaze. Without a second thought, Johan ran into the inferno, not to prove his might, but driven by a secret love for the woman who lived there. He saved her cat, Andre, emerging from the flames without a single burn, his secret now visible to all. The next morning, the small village, once buzzing with friendly chatter, fell silent around him. Instead of pride, Johan felt a deep shame. He realized that to embrace his destiny, he needed to rise above the fear and suspicion of those who couldn't understand his gift. Johan ventured deep into the forests of Ireland, guided by a map left by his great-grandfather. His path led him to a mysterious cave adorned with ancient symbols and phoenix imagery. Inside, he found a chamber with a strange emblem that seemed to beckon him. Pressing it, a section of the wall slid away, revealing a fiery passage that led to the mystical lake he had heard of. Stripping down, leaving behind his earthly possessions, he stepped into the lake. The transformation was agonizing yet exhilarating, as he felt his body merging with the elemental power of fire. Visions of his ancestors, all phoenixes before him, filled his mind. Emerging from the water, Johan found himself changed, not just in body, but in spirit. His wings, majestic and made of flame, were not just a sign of his new form, but a symbol of his rebirth. Johan returned to his village, not as an outcast, but as a figure of awe and respect. The neighbor he had saved, now understanding the depth of his sacrifice, apologized and thanked him. Johan felt a profound happiness, not because he was revered, but because he had found his true self. Years passed, and Johan's story became a beacon for others seeking their own transformations. His ability to see into people's hearts allowed him to guide them, not just in Ireland, but all over the world. He taught them that, like the phoenix, they could rise from their darkest moments, reborn and renewed. In time, Johan married the woman he had always loved from afar. They had 2 children, and as Johan watched his young daughter play, he hoped that she too might inherit the phoenix's gift. According to legend, she would be the one to save the world from its own self-destructive impulses. The tale of Johan Nyen, much like the phoenix, is a metaphor for resilience, for the power inherent in us all to rise from adversity, to renew ourselves from the ashes of our trials and tribulations. It's a reminder that sometimes, to find our true strength, we must be willing to burn away the past and embrace the fire of transformation.